Hi guys, my name is Shayda Campbell and this is an 11th apartment video. So today's video is going to be all about succulents and cactuses, and at the risk of, making a video that's really long, I'm just going to focus on these cute chubby little guys, and then I will do fall illustrations next week. I'll do a video just on fruits and berries and leaves. I'll do another video on Christmas stuff. So I'm going to break all these requests up, and this week we're starting with cactuses and succulents. And so these are some of the cactuses that I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw. I'm also going to do some of these more sort of almost lotus-like succulents, and I'm going to do this sort of top-down overhead view. So I'll show you that. And yeah, we're going to draw a couple of these. I'm going to show you and we'll just go through them one by one. So let's get started. All right, we'll begin with my sort of standard cactus, this one in the bottom right-hand corner here. It's can be any shape. I like to do something sort of round and chubby, but you could do almost rectangular, whatever you like. And draw a few lines down the center there, and those are gonna help guide your spikes. And this is really key when it comes to drawing any of these cactuses, is that you want to keep the spikes in vertical rows. If you do them all haphazard, the drawing looks too busy and too crazy. So you can see I've drawn them in these straight vertical rows, and the rows sort of move with the shape of the cactus. So they might curve slightly with the shape of that plant. I'll show you another one here. So this guy is another favorite of mine. You sort of draw any shape, and then you draw another arm or two coming off of that initial body. And you draw these little circles for the spikes, and you keep them in, again, those vertical rows that move with the shape of the cactus. And I just think that helps to create a design that's really clean and looks really nice on the page. I'll show you this sort of Christmas cactus next. So this one, it's kind of like almost a combination of these first two. You can draw any shape. Again, it doesn't matter for the body. And then I do sort of a crown-shaped flower on top, really simple. A line down the middle where that will act as a guide for the spikes. And I love doing X's for spikes on some of these larger spiked cactuses because it just looks clean. The design is nice, and it really reads well to the eye. I just really like how that looks. So next I'll show you the little Aloe Vera type succulent. Start with the spikes, or the arms, I guess, that are in the front. Those are going to be a little shorter, and then draw another sort of set of little spiky arms rising up from behind that. And you can add all kinds of little chubby arms in there. Again, the shape doesn't really matter, the size doesn't really matter. It's just about creating something that represents an aloe vera plant, or that represents a cactus. It's not important to get it perfect or dead on. It's more important to show the cactus in your own way and to have your own creative voice. Here's another one that's fun. You just sort of do this lumpy, almost brain-shaped circle on top, and then very simple body, and I just make it all kind of lumpy. The idea is that if you could see the bottom, it would go in there as a V. So there's a little bit, when you color it, add a little bit of shading in the center. And then I do my little circular shaped spikes, and a comically small flower pot to finish it. There we go. A few lines for detail. That's all that really needs. And for the last one, I'll do these sort of, I think these are called Hens and Chicks. They're just these very leafy, very bulbous little succulents. And these other ones that sort of creep out of the flower pot, I just do these pairs of leaves, getting smaller as I go down the stalk. And they're really simple to create. little flower pot there, and that's it. Those are a few of the really simple cacti and succulents that I like to draw, and they're really not difficult. You can draw almost any shape, put a couple lines on it, do some X's or some circles for the spikes, and you're gonna have these really fun little cacti and succulent like drawings, and I think you'll find it's a really quite a successful illustration. Now the next thing that I want to show you guys is these other succulents that I've drawn sort of from a top-down view. I think that's just the most successful way that I was able to interpret them on paper, was to draw them from above, because they have this wonderful lotus-like look to them, and they believe it or not, are also really not hard to draw. Start right in the center, and you're gonna create sort of a rosette, and it could be a scribble, it could be a circle with 2 lines around it. It doesn't really matter what the center looks like. And then from that rosette in the middle, you're gonna draw 3 leaves coming out. And then from those 3 leaves, you're gonna draw another 3. And then from there, you're gonna go around and draw another 3, getting slightly larger every time, and just fill it in around the edge with a few semicircles. And there you go, that's it. That's all there is to drawing these really pretty flower-like succulents. I think you'll find that they're quite forgiving. You're just take a look at the shape of the leaves. If you look these flowers up on Google Images, if you look up succulents, you'll see lots of them. And just have fun sort of creating the leaves and making them different sizes. And you can create all kinds of designs by interpreting them in different ways and doing ones that are more detailed and doing them large and small. And then when you go to color them in, it's really nice as well, because they have a wonderful color palette. They range in color from everything from green to blue to mauve, and I found that they were a lot of fun to color in, either with watercolor or with markers. And what I'm doing here is I'm just layering my art markers with some of my Staedtler Triplus fine liners and my Sharpies. So I would lay down like a mauve marker and then do some detail shading with like periwinkle blue Sharpie, and that helps to build that depth of color and give you that look of succulents, that you're getting those blues and green and violets. And then I know I've shown you guys this before, but if you want to do a little card like this, transfer your design onto watercolor paper using a bit of graphite transfer paper. Then once the design is on the page, you can splash down some watercolor paint, and then of course just finish it with your Sharpie, and it's that simple. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you liked the video, please don't hesitate to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next week with another illustration tutorial. We'll be doing some fun autumn themed illustrations, so I will see you then.